I get so caught up in the middle, thinking of drowning in those blue eyes. I'm losing sight 'cause I am falling. I'm so...
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Candy's Home. It's been a couple days since I've made a video because my kids have been very sick, besides Theo, knock on wood. I got an email from the school nurse saying that there is 4 confirmed cases of RSV in Tansey's classroom. So I'm just gonna assume, and she said, yeah, likely to assume that she has it and Tegan probably has it too. So it's been pretty rough around here. Tegan's actually already had RSV before when he was a baby. He was 3 months old. He had RSV and he had to get admitted to the hospital because his oxygen kept dropping when I took him in 2 times for it. The second time I went in, I was like, I'm not leaving here until we figure out what's going on because it was scary. RSV is very scary, and he was just like having problems breathing, and it was the worst at night. And yeah, so RSV, it's not a pleasant thing. Tansey's never had it before, at least not that I know of. She's never had it before, so she is in rough shape. Tegan's not so bad because he's already had it, so his body is, you know, recognizes it, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, Tansey's never had it before and she's been in rough shape. Today I feel like today she's feeling better though. Like, they're on the road to recovery slowly but surely. She's not running a fever, but I did still give her some medicine. She's just coughing and has a runny nose and she's just been miserable. So they've been home with me all week. Well, Tegan went to school Monday, but other than that, they've been home all week. So, yeah, that's why I haven't really done much, like recorded much, because I've been just kind of taking care of those guys. But today, they're in their rooms playing together right now. That's another sign that they're feeling better because they want to play. They're not just, you know, laying around, which is fine if they did that too, but I can tell like they're just a lot happier today. So I'm gonna make some pumpkin bars, and I wanted to also make those pumpkin chocolate chip cookies again because those were amazing. Like with my coffee in the morning, I would put them in the fridge. I just put them in the fridge, left them in there, and then I would pull one out in the morning and have one with my coffee. It's like seriously like my favorite cookie right now. Like, it's so good. You have to try it. And if you make them, try it with your coffee in the morning. It's so good. But yeah, so I'm gonna be making some pumpkin bars, and then I want to make the cookies, and then for dinner I have some acorn squash that I want to make like a fall soup with. So that's the plan for dinner tonight. I did want to take them to McDonald's because they have, oh, I should say that quieter. I don't want them to hear me say that. Because I've been wanting to take them there because they have those like Halloween pals buckets out. So I guess they haven't been out since like 1993 or something. So I would have been 3 years old. So I'm sure my mom probably didn't buy me one. So I've never seen them before. Well, maybe I have. I don't know. I'd have to ask her. But yeah, I wanted to take them there to get some, but I don't know if I'm going to today because they're still kind of coughing a lot and all that stuff. But I did go to Walmart last night, and I didn't stay super long because I had to pick Theo up from Bible class. But Walmart has a lot of Christmas stuff out right now, and it was very tempting not to buy a bunch of stuff, but I'm like, so it's too early. Like, I didn't want to check out other stores first, like Target, Kohl's, Tractor Supply has a lot of fun Christmas stuff coming out. So I didn't want to splurge and like buy too much and then be like, oh, I already spent so much money, I'm not going to buy anything else. I did go to the Dollar General though and got a Christmas coffee cup. So I'll show you guys that. And then I found some like little Christmas brownies. They are the kids' favorites. I saw those and I was like, I gotta get those. I already had coffee in it this morning, but this is the mug that I got. It's like a soup mug, but this is so cute. I just love this. It says Christmas blessings. And then I picked up a box of these. They're almost gone. And then these are the little Christmas brownies that I got the kids that they're like obsessed with every year. And these are so cute. And Tegan has snack day in like 3 weeks. And I'm like, oh, we're going to pick some of these up for your friends at school. They're going to love these too. So I picked these up. Not a whole lot, but it's just so much fun looking at all the Christmas stuff. I love it. And it's your favorite time of the year too, isn't it? You love Christmas too.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, we're gonna make the pumpkin bars now. Super excited to try these. I've never made pumpkin bars before, but my mother-in-law, she makes pumpkin bars with like a cream cheese frosting. She's made it a few times and they are amazing. So I hope mine are as good as hers. So starting out, we're gonna do 1 can of pumpkin, 1 2/3 cup of sugar, 1 cup of vegetable oil. I have about 1/2 cup here of pig lard. I'm just gonna use this. And then 2 cups of flour. Alrighty, so I'm gonna head over to my mixer, mix this in real good, and then when we come back, we will add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so you're supposed to mix this first and then add the flour. I ended up putting the flour in right away. So I'm just gonna mix it in together, and then the rest of the dry ingredients, I'm just gonna throw it in the mixer too and just mix it. I don't think it's gonna be a super big deal just adding it in all together and mixing it. But the recipe says you're supposed to do the pumpkin, sugar, oil first, mix it, and then in a separate bowl, put your dry ingredients, mix it, and then combine it. But I already put the flour in, so this is just the way we're gonna do it today. One teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, but I'm going to be using my pumpkin pie spice instead. All right, then we're just going to mix this in again. So it's a good thing that I went back and looked at the recipe because I forgot to add 4 eggs. I was like, that doesn't seem right that this has no eggs in it. And then I went back and looked and I'm like, that's because I misread it or didn't see it. So it's just been one of those days. All right, let's mix in our 4 eggs. All right, so I got the oven going. You're gonna wanna preheat your oven to 350 degrees. It says to put it in an ungreased pan, but I put some cooking spray on mine because during my luck, it's gonna stick really bad. So let's pour this in. It smells just like pumpkin pie. It's gonna be super yummy. Pour that in, and this was really easy to throw together. As long as you read the directions carefully, unlike me. That's all right though. We all have those days. Alrighty, moving right along, we're gonna do 1 cup of melted butter. 1 cup of brown sugar, and I already have some in there, so I'm only gonna do about 1/2 cup. 1 cup of white sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then 1 cup of pumpkin. I'm just gonna add the whole thing, so I really have nothing else to use it for. This is probably close to a cup anyways, this whole can. Maybe like a cup and a half. 2 large eggs. Then we're gonna go mix this. Go ahead and grab a separate bowl, add 3 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, a teaspoon of cinnamon, half teaspoon of salt. Then we're gonna whisk this together. Oh my gosh, I'm making such a big mess. Kids are being really quiet. I think they fell asleep, which is good because they need it. Just a little at a time, we're gonna add this to our pumpkin mixture. I'm gonna do like half. Okay, so Tegan and TNC are sleeping, so that's why it's been so quiet. They fell asleep and they like never take naps, so that's how I know they are just spent and over being sick. But then I was thinking too, I'm like, I haven't really taped anything in a couple days, and I'm guessing that's why I'm kind of like flopping this. At least the pumpkin bars was kind of me messing up, and I'm like, I haven't done this in a couple days. I gotta get back into my groove here. As long as it's mixed together though, you catch your mistakes, who cares? It's gonna taste good. It all comes together anyways. Last but not least, 2 cups of chocolate chips. Okay, so this time I did chill the dough for about, give or take, 20 minutes. And you're supposed to, my oven's already preheated to 350. I just took the pumpkin bars out, bake for 15 minutes. Mine usually have to bake longer because last time I made super big cookies, and I'm gonna do the same for this time. And I already sprayed my pan with some cooking spray. I feel like I made more this time. Like, there's a lot of dough here. So change of plans tonight for dinner. I had to run to town to take TNZ to urgent care. I called the nurse hotline and she just advised that I take her in to make sure that she didn't develop like pneumonia or any fluid in her lungs. So I didn't get to the pumpkin bars, frosting them and finishing making those. I just like kind of dropped everything, got the kids ready, and we left because it's a long drive there. They were really busy. It was a long wait time. So afterwards I was like, we're just gonna go to McDonald's. Happy Meal buckets for trick-or-treating. And I was like, these are so cute. They could totally use this for trick-or-treating. So that was fun. I was kind of hoping for the jack-o'-lantern ones, but whatever. That'll do. Clean up the kitchen. The kitchen is a mess. Like I said, I just left everything how it was and I was gone. Oh, they smell so good. All right, so I just grabbed some things from downstairs and we took this out of our freezer because it we didn't have enough room for it. And it was just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm gonna put all the stuff in there and bring it up in this. And it actually worked out really nice. So I'm gonna keep doing it this way because I don't have to make separate trips to go back down and get more things. So I was like, this is really handy. But anyways, I grabbed some more Kleenex for the sick kiddos, pig lard, and then these are the potatoes that we canned. Gonna have mashed potatoes tonight with beef stroganoff. So I grabbed some beef for our beef stroganoff. I seen that on Large Family Love. She just made some, and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so good. Butter and beef liver for the dogs. I wish I had canned homemade canned mushroom like what she made, because I'm sure it tastes a lot better. And I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so good. So as I said, tonight I'm gonna be making some beef stroganoff, and I really want to make some sweetbread. Or no, it's not called sweetbread. It's called like, is it called like a milk bread? Like a sweet milk bread, condensed bread, milk bread. I'm not sure. But I made it before, and it is like the best bread ever. So I was like, I really want to try to make some of that today, while I still need to frost our pumpkin bars. But yeah, so lots of baking. The kids are just playing in their room, so hopefully I can get this all done. So here I threw in 3 tablespoons of butter. Just gonna melt this real good, and then I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons. Ooh, it's kind of starting to burn. Better turn on the heat. Then I'm gonna add the 3 tablespoons of flour and whisk that together for our gravy. 3 tablespoons of flour. Whisk that in good. Ooh, it smells so good. All right, so now I'm gonna add 1.5 cups of water. And a beef cube. Just gonna keep whisking this in on high. Once it comes to a boil, just turn that temp down and keep whisking it, and hopefully it'll set for you and get nice and thick. So I threw the hamburger in the crock pot on low because we're not going to be eating for like another 5.5 hours. So I'm just going to finish this recipe in the crock pot. We're going to dump this in. Mix that in. And then the recipe calls for 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. I'm going to add 2. I really want to try canning my own cream of mushroom and cream of chicken. Need to get that pressure canner up and going. Figure out what's going on with it first. I did call the extension office, and the lady really wasn't sure like how to answer my questions of what exactly is going on with it. So she's like, I'm gonna reach out to somebody from the Food Safety Administration and have her call you. And she did email me today. I have yet to read it, but hopefully I can get some answers from her on what's going on. So so I can start canning again because I miss it. I'm gonna put this on low for a couple hours, come back, put a block of cream cheese on top, or maybe half a block, not the whole thing, and cook up the noodles and dinner's done. Well, I still have to make some mashed potatoes, but that's not gonna take long either. So what I'll do is I'll probably put half of the block of cream cheese in here, and then I'll use the rest for my potatoes. Next, I'm gonna be making my condensed milk bread. It takes about 2 hours to proof, so I just thought I would get going on this. And I'm gonna be doubling the recipe. If you just wanna make the original recipe, the 1 loaf, I'll have the recipe in the description box so you can follow along with that. So here I have 2 cups of slightly warm 2% milk. You're supposed to add whole milk, and I don't have that, so 2% it is. And 2 tablespoons of yeast. Then we're just gonna mix this in. And I'm gonna let this sit and kind of proof a little bit until the yeast kind of bubbles up. So I'm gonna leave this sit for a couple minutes. All right, see how it's kind of foaming up there? So I have 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna add in 2 large eggs. My eggs are kind of smaller, so I just did 3. Then I'm gonna add this whole can of sweetened condensed milk. So the recipe calls for 3 1/4 cup of bread flour. I don't think I'm gonna have quite that much because I'm doubling it, so you can use all-purpose flour. I read in the notes that the bread flour is just to make it more of a softer, chewier texture. So I'm just gonna add that in here. So now we're gonna mix this on low until everything's mixed in really good. Got some pumpkin on there. I gotta give this thing a good cleaning tonight. So let's put this on low. And then once this is all added in together, we're gonna add in our butter. And I did have enough bread flour, just barely. I'm gonna be adding in 2/4 cup of cubed butter at room temperature. And you're supposed to gradually just add this in with the dough. And put your dough setting on medium speed. And once this is all incorporated in with your dough and you can't see the butter anymore, then it should be done. It does mention if it's sticking to the sides to knead it longer, but mine isn't sticking to the sides at all, so I don't think I'm gonna have to do that. Bread dough proof for 2 hours. I just grabbed a big bowl and I'm gonna spray some cooking spray in it. You can use flour, vegetable oil, cooking spray, whatever you prefer. And then I'm gonna wet my hands with some cold water because this is gonna be super sticky. I'm just gonna try to form this into a ball. Oh my gosh, it like doesn't wanna come out. It does not want to come out. I forgot how sticky this was. I'm gonna let this sit for about 2.5 hours in a warm spot. It's pretty warm in the house, so I'm just gonna leave it on the counter. But this is gonna make a lot of bread. All right, so we just got done eating lunch. Tegan had some chicken nuggets. I had a tuna salad that I made so good. That's like my go-to for lunch. It's quick and easy and super delicious. So that's like my favorite for lunch. And then Tansy fell asleep. She's not feeling good again. Like she was up running around and like playing and like, you know, being somewhat her normal self. But now she's acting really like sickly again. And she asked me to sit on the couch with her and like rub her back, and she ended up falling asleep. So I hope when she wakes up, she feels a lot better. I think she just needs to, like, a supercharged little nap, and hopefully she'll feel better when she wakes up. But I'm gonna get going on the bread. It's been about it's been about like an hour and a half. I don't think I'm gonna wait the whole 2 hours because I have to get this into the bread pans, and then I need to let it rise again for another 40 minutes. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it now. So I'm gonna do that, and then pretty soon I'm gonna be starting my mashed potatoes for dinner. This is what it looks like right now. Or just put some flour on your hands because this bread is like super sticky. So you're gonna want to do that. I know this is, I need to clean my kitchen again. It's like every day, it's like it just gets so messy and stuff gets everywhere, and it takes a while for me to clean it too. And it's just like, oh my gosh, you know what's gonna end up the same way the next day, but gotta just keep cleaning it, I guess. I don't know. It gets kind of old after a while, but don't want a dirty kitchen either. But yeah, and it smells so good. Like, I wish you guys could smell it. Make it. You will not regret it. It is like the best bread ever.
On this cold December day, we are on our merry way, riding along, just singing a song, barreling through the snow. Bells are jingling, snowflakes tingling, Rudolph knows where to go. On this cold December day, I am piloting my sleigh. The work to be done on my Christmas run is the most tired chore. No girl or boy without a toy, so giddy up, Rudolph, my dear. 8 pair of antennae, onwards ever go.
Alright, so we're gonna cover these again with some plastic wrap and then let them rise for 40 minutes and then do our egg wash and bake. Look at how pretty this looks. Alright, so Tansy's sleeping, so I'm trying to be kind of quiet. Here I have 1 large egg and 1 tablespoon of milk. This is the egg wash. I'm going to gently brush this on top, and my oven is preheating right now to 350 degrees. So hold on, bear with me a second here. I really need to try to run the tone on Sunday too, because I have a, if you can see it, I have a diamond missing in my ring, and it's been missing for like a year now. I was like, I need to get my butt in there and get that fixed before the holidays. And the holidays are approaching us quickly, so I need to do that. Now we're moving on to the pumpkin bar frosting. So I have a half a cup of melted butter here. 3 ounces of cream cheese. I just weighed it out on my scale. And then I'm gonna mix this together. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. 2 cups of powdered sugar.
Yeah.
Alright, so these are our canned potatoes, and I'm just gonna add a stick of butter to these. I have the Instapot on saute. Stick of butter. little pepper, little salt, little garlic, a little bit of milk. And then this is our smoked cheese. I shredded up about 1.5 cups of this. So I just took these out of the oven probably like half an hour ago, and look at these things. They're huge. At one point when I was checking on them in the oven, I was like, is it gonna overflow my bread pan? But it didn't, thank goodness. But yeah, they're huge. They look so yummy. I can't wait to have one for dinner. Cut right into these. And then I frosted the pumpkin bars. This frosting is so good, this cream cheese frosting. So we'll probably have this for dessert. And I mixed in the cream cheese with the beef stroganoff. So now I'm just on to making the noodles. The potatoes are done. Gonna make some green beans. But yeah, we're getting there. It's 4:30. I'm almost done. So Tansy's still napping. So I'm just gonna make the noodles. I'm gonna make the dogs their dinner. And yeah, got a lot of cleaning to do. Well, let's call it quits and then start cleaning, and I'm ready for bed.
I saw the ending before the movie was done. I got